Hey, this is Joy Giovanni, and you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com.
All right, we are back, and we're joined by Amy Weber. I want to welcome you to In Your Head.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Definitely. We just had Joy Giovanni on. I have a hard time saying that name. I'm not a very smart guy, I guess. But anyway, you guys are going to be fighting each other just next month. Are you looking forward to getting your hands on her?
I cannot wait to get my hands on this girl. I mean, it's so interesting to me. I'll be honest about the situation. It's like, I dipped my little toe into wrestling. To say that I was, any sort of solid wrestler, that the fans really owed me anything, I would never, ever say that. I mean, it was such a small part. But I think the thing that really bothered me was that Joy always was this girl just, running her mouth, relying on her looks, and wearing tiny little outfits. I don't know. I just got so tired of her and tired of running her mouth that I just decided it was time to shut her up.
Now, when we had her on, she said she said for no apparent reason you had heat with her. What would you say to that?
I don't think there was no apparent reason. I think that Joy is, has this illusion that everyone likes her and thinks she's great, and I'm not a fake person. If I don't like somebody, I'm not going to pretend like I like them. And, she was always flirtatious with everyone, and I just tried to keep my nose clean while I was there and try to learn the ropes. And I don't know, it just seemed like she was always kind of walking around in her little heels, and it bugged the shit out of me. So I didn't like her. I'm not going to pretend like I like someone. That's all.
All right. We got a caller here. He's calling in all the way from England. We got Afro.
Hello.
Hi, Afro.
I just wanted to congratulate you on being pregnant. I read on your blog that you're expecting a baby.
Oh, really? Who told you that?
You're expecting a baby according to your blog.
Oh, yeah. Well, that didn't work out, unfortunately, but thank you.
Sorry to hear that.
That's okay.
I just wanted to know how working in JBL's cabinet came about, backstage.
Well, actually, I got a call from Johnny Ace, who's the head of talent over at WWE, after the Divas search was over, and asked if I wanted to come on and be a part of the show, and they felt like that was the best place for me. And luckily I was given the opportunity to work with the champion of the show at that time, and it was a great experience for me working with those guys. The whole cabinet had nothing but respect for me. So.
Okay. I really enjoyed you on SmackDown in that time.
Thank you.
Okay.
Afro's been very excited on our message board ever since we announced you were coming on.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. I thought I was quite forgettable.
Nah, I couldn't forget you.
Thanks for calling in, Afro. Oh, did you have something else?
What? Nah, I gotta go.
All right. I know it's a long distance call coming from in. Thanks for calling in.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. There's a website. It's amyweber.com. I think actually if you go to Amy versus Joy right now, it brings you back to amyweber.com. Did you have any part? Yeah. I was just saying.
No, it should come up. I think it's going to come up on Friday. It should have all the ordering details and all the bonus features and what have you.
Mm-hmm. Did you have any part in it being called Amy versus Joy and not Joey versus Amy?
Of course I did.
Yeah.
Of course I did. I mean, A comes before J. I think the cream of the crop rises to the top. It should be before the bottom muck. Would you agree?
Oh, hey. Well, it's alphabetical order. That would have been the nice way to say it, I guess.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. No, Joy, she was not a fan of JBL when we had her on. But you said that you enjoyed working with him? Yeah.
Yeah, JBL's great. I mean, I know that, I'm sure he had issues with some people, but he's a really intelligent man, and was always really super nice, and like I said, respectful. And I think in wrestling, that's a really big issue that I learned, was that people there, you really have to earn your respect with that company.
Mm-hmm. No, coming from the Diva search, did you feel like you had to be more respectful than even the other wrestlers? Do you think they treated you any differently?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I guess they had every right to treat us differently. You know, we were in their territory and in their yard, so to speak. So, you know, I think it obviously would have been easier in hindsight to know that there were certain rules that you needed to follow when you first arrived at the arena, and making sure that you shook everyone's hand and so on. But, you know, we tried to learn, and some of us took more licks than others. But, yeah, we definitely were underdogs. I mean, these are guys and girls that have put their bodies on the line year after year and wanting to get into the company. And then, you know, here we come strolling in and end up with, you know, kayfabe or a program. And, you know, I'm sure that there was some animosity building because of it.
Yeah. Now, was getting into wrestling something you ever thought about doing before you were part of the Diva Search?
You know, it's really nothing I ever thought about. I guess I didn't know whether I had it in me. I'd watched wrestling, and, you know, The Rock was someone that I watched a lot of and thought he was really cool. But you know, I have a gymnastics background and always wanted to get into stunts as far as, you know, acting goes. So, you know, I just wanted to try something different. I think that, you know, in life you have hopefully, you know, this one life, and you just need to go and try as many different things as you can and have as many experiences in life. So this was just another experience for me, and you know, it was interesting. It'll go back down in the books as something that I don't think I'll ever experience again.
Yeah. Was there any of the stunts, like on the Diva Search part itself, that stuck out to you as memorable?
You know, I mean, it was great working with The Rock and having to eat pie off of The Rock. I think everyone says that they wish they would have smeared the pie on The Rock and licked it off, but so
it's a dream
a lot
of
us,
art,
luckily, yeah, definitely. But that was an interesting situation. None of us ever knew what they were going to throw at us, and it was live, so you know, we did the best that we could.
Do you have a question, Intra?
Yeah, actually, I do, from our message board. Yeah, he wants to know, how was it like working on Son of the Beach?
Son of the Beach was fantastic. It's a really great show. They have wonderful writers. Actually, Tim Stack is now the head writer of the show. My name is Earl. And, you know, it was great. There were people that came in and guest starred on my show, like Jason Alexander and Ian Ziering, and, you know, a lot of really wonderful actors. So it was just a great experience. Cold being in a bikini on the beach, but fun.
Did you ever meet Howard?
I did meet Howard. I went on Howard's show. I went to New York and did Howard's show. Probably, I guess, about 2 months into shooting the season that I starred on, and he was great. A lot more shy, I guess, in person than I would have thought he would have been, and incredibly tall.
Right. I don't know if you're aware of this, but on one of the shows on WWE 24/7, they did a thing about the best and the worst factions, and Taz actually picked the Cabinet as one of the worst factions of all time. What would you say to that?
Well, I would say, well, I guess everyone's welcome to their opinion.
Right.
I mean, I would like to see who he thought the best faction was.
He had an odd pick, I believe. I think he had... what was the group? It was in WCW where they all wore collegiate uniforms.
No.
Okay, well, there you go.
Varsity Club.
The Varsity Club, exactly. Which I like the Varsity Club. It's a very odd pick for your favorite group of all time. And I thought the Cabinet was an odd pick for your least favorite. Did you have any problems with Taz? You think maybe that's why he picked it, or what?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's some deep-seated anger there,
right.
You know, as towards me. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people hated me. I mean, when I was on that show, but you know, I did the best I could, and you know, it's always interesting when you go out into an arena of 40,000 people and people are screaming and trying to spit at you.
Right. That happens to us every time we walk out of the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, then you know what I went through.
Yeah. It's not 40,000 people, though. But was that fun, like, being the heel, being someone that's hated, or was it something you didn't like?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, honestly, it really was fantastic. I mean, for me as an actress, which I came from the acting world, and I know a lot of people really probably will have to, like, shake their memories to remember me in the WWE, but I always loved playing the bad girl better than playing the girl next door. I mean, I guest starred on a show called Seventh Heaven, and it was a fun experience, but it was much more fun being, you know, the nasty girl on Melrose Place, or you're playing someone evil that, you know, the guy that plays McSteamy on Grey's Anatomy, I actually worked with him on a show that I killed him, and I had to drag his body through the house and dump him into the pool, and then his body floated back up, and then I had to push it back down. So, you know, it's more, I don't know, for me it's more interesting playing bad.
Yeah.
And,
Is that part of your personality? I mean, not killing somebody and dragging them to a pool.
At least we hope not.
As a matter of fact, I stuffed someone in a wood chipper this morning. No,
Look out, Joey.
no, I don't think it's I mean, yeah, I definitely have. You know, the thing about me is, like, I'm just a really real person. I'm from the Midwest. I used to race motorcycles. I still ride Harleys. Actually, you'll see me riding my Harley on the DVD. You know, and I just, I don't know. I don't think I'm evil. I just think I'm honest. And a lot of people in this day and age just sort of sugarcoat everything, and I don't do that. I really tell it like it is. So if someone wants to know if their, you know, ass looks fat in a pair of jeans, they probably shouldn't ask me.
Right.
Because if it does, I'm going to tell them it does. I'm not going to sit there and let them go out of the house looking, you know, horrible.
I'm not asking what I look like, though.
Uh-oh.
Don't send her any pictures, Jack.
Especially in those skinny jeans.
Oh, man.
So please.
But you said about riding the Harley on the DVD, and not the Hardy Boys. My mind's going into...
No, yeah, I'm not writing any of the Hardy Boys. Not lately.
That's a totally different DVD.
It's a whole other segment.
Right. What other specials can we look forward to on the DVD when it comes out?
You know, the DVD I think is going to have something for everyone. There's going to be people that really liked Joy, people that, you know, hated Joy. So for those that, you know, like each of us, there's going to be some really great behind the scenes of some incredibly sexy photo shoots, as well as, you know, our training. I ended up training with, you know, 6-time mixed martial arts champion named Maverick. They call him the Soul Collector. And, you know, my training was probably a little bit more down and dirty than Joy. I think Joy has a penchant for running on the beach in slow motion or whatever she does to train. I mean, I wouldn't consider doing the splits being athletic, but, you know, he trained me and I learned a lot of, you know, moves on the ground, a lot of grappling and Muay Thai and just, you know, a lot of, interesting things along with some, you know, wrestling. You know, I was lucky enough to work with Finley on, you know, when I was with the WWE and he taught me a few things, and Rey Mysterio was really great working out some stuff with me and a few of the other wrestlers. And, you know, we tried not to get in anyone's way, but, I mean, it was just interesting learning these things. And people say, oh, you know, wrestling, it's this or it's that. But I tell you what, it's a hard sport, and it is a sport. I understand it's sports entertainment, but it's still a sport, and it deserves all the respect in the world.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you would have stayed in WWE, would you have liked to pursue like an in-ring wrestling career, or would you have preferred to stay like a character or manager?
You know, I absolutely would have loved to have gone to, you know, OBW, or actually gone and trained and really learned how to be a wrestler. You know, that's really not the program that they had in mind for me. They kind of wanted me to be more of the Heather Locklear. They wanted me to stir up the pot. So, you know, they wanted an actress that had that kind of background to come on and knew that she could take the mic live and knew that they wouldn't have to worry about me out there freezing up. But, oh, yeah, absolutely. I would have loved to learn everything about that particular, you know, venture.
Mm-hmm. What actually led you to leave WWE?
You know, what led me to leave was, there were a few things. You know, we were still negotiating my contract at the time, so we were working out some details with that. There were a few sticking points. You know, I had a career prior to coming to the WWE. You know, I wasn't an A-list star, but I think I had done 20 feature films. I'd already starred on Son of the Beach and, you know, done all the Maxims and FHMs. And so, you know, they wanted to own my name. That was a really big sticking point with me, which I'd worked really hard to kind of build my name, and I was still building it. And then also it's really a boys' club. And I mean, I guess some people have the, you know, the backbone to stick it out and do that. And, You know, I mean, no one, like, pooped in my suitcase. It wasn't anything like that. I absolutely was disrespected in many, many ways. And I took it, and I took it, and I took it. And then finally it's like, you're on the road, 320-some days out of the year, and you're tired, and, I was missing out on a lot of other things, and then just the disrespect and the very Army-esque kind of boot camp thing that I felt like I was going through, and I just said, I have an option here, and I don't want to pursue this any longer. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Do you think?
And like I said, yeah.
Do you think they treat you that way because you were a girl, or because you came in from the Diva Search, or because you were like a rookie, or like kind of all of that combined?
I don't know if it being female would really have that much to do with it, but probably really the other things. I'm sure the Diva Search. I mean, I look at it from everyone's point of view, and I see that these people, like I said, they've been, at least when you're an actress, you can do commercials, you can do theater, you can do movies. There's so many different venues and avenues that you can pursue your craft. But in wrestling, it's the WWE, or now it's, TNA. I mean, you don't have that many opportunities, and so it's a very competitive business. So, you get these girls that came from some contest, and then the winner's going to win all this money compared to what you're making, and you're putting your body on the line and killing yourself. Of course, there's going to be someone who's like, this is ridiculous. So I'm sure it had a lot to do with it, and, just the fact that, when you're on TV and you're taking TV time away from maybe someone else's program, that's going to also, I think, draw up some negative feelings too.
Mm-hmm. Compared to like acting, how would you compare like people in wrestling and like other actors, like how they treat each other, or like jealousy?
Oh, it's totally different.
Yeah.
No, it's totally different. I mean, it's just, you're like at a beauty pageant. I don't know. Not that I ever really did beauty pageants, but it's just this really strange. I mean, at least with acting, you kind of know your place. You know what you've been hired for. You go in, you do your job, and then you leave. But with the wrestling, you're kind of a big family, and you're on the road with these people, and it's sort of sink or swim. Mm-hmm. And, yeah.
When you told them you were going to leave, did they? What was like their reaction?
I left at a really weird time. I was in Alaska. I think it was 3 a.m. We had just landed. It was snowing outside, and unfortunately, Vince McMahon had been injured prior to going on a tour that we were doing, and so Shane was there, and I had said, hey, it was nice working with you. I'm out of here. And everyone was just kind of shocked. I mean, all the wrestlers are on a bus, and like I'm hailing a cab, like, I'm out of here. So I think it was a little bit of shock, but I think they understood. I mean, people kind of knew what had been going on and stuff. And they just knew that, I was just hoped that someone would understand the fact that I stood up for myself, and I want to be respected as much as I respect the next person. I would hope that someone would understand that. A lot of people aren't. They're going to say, oh, she wussed out, or she pussed out, whatever they want to say about it, but it had nothing to do with that. I mean, the thing is, like, the things that happened to me, if you were at McDonald's and did that to a worker in the break room, not only would you be fired, you'd be sued.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I could have stood around and sued the whole, it wasn't like that. I was like, okay, you know what, I get it. Maybe it's not for me.
Right. Is there anything in particular that was like the last straw, or you don't want to get into it? Or?
I mean, I just, I would hate, I don't want to name names because, I'm not going to sell people out like that, but right. I'll tell you what happened. What happened was, I was training. I wanted to fight Joy. We had a program and we were ready to go, and I was working really hard, really training to get these things down in a very short amount of time, and I got injured. And I was told by Finley to go and get some ice and some Tylenol from the training room. And apparently a few of the wrestlers got mad that I took 2 of their Tylenol and some of their ice. They were mad at me because they didn't think it was fair that I took 2 of their Tylenol. So while I was laying in the plane, like we were all laying 3 seats across, one of the wrestlers came up and like slammed into the back of my seat and like propelled me onto the floor of the airplane. Mm. And then they got up in my face and like poured a drink on me. I mean, it was ridiculous. I was like, because I took Tylenol, that I don't know. For me, I was just like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. And then I got up I stood up on the chair and I'm like, you want to fight me? I'll fight you right now. He's a really big guy. But I didn't care because I was like, I don't deserve this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you've got a problem with me, you should just come and say it to my face. And then, you know, they kind of like called me a lot of different names, and I just was like, that's it. So that's kind of really what, you know, took place.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you fight Joy, are you gonna you hope to get a lot of this frustration out on her?
Oh, I have so much frustration with that girl. I can't wait. You know, I'm going into this thing full out, and, you know, we'll see. I think people will be very surprised when they see this DVD, because I'm sure they think it's going to be a lot of rolling around and pulling of hair, but believe me, it didn't play out like that at all.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. Well, that's going to be on the 10th, April 10th, at amyversusjoy.com, and then the DVD will be exclusive to bvdvd.com. Is there anything else you'd like to tell everybody out there before I let you go?
Yeah, you know, I hope people get a chance, you know, to see the DVD and check it out. And, you know, I have a few songs that are going to be coming out on iTunes soon. I just recorded my first 3 singles, so that should be interesting. And, you know, they can always check out amyweber.net with 1 B. I always spell my name with 2 B's, too, you know, if they're interested in updates.
If you check inyourheadonline.com, it actually has Amy Weber with 1 B.
Nice. I like that, guys. Thank you.
I made that banner. And I also would share Tylenol with you. It's the kind of guy.
Nice. Thanks,
Impressed?
man. I love that. I'm very impressed.
Exactly. Well, thank you for coming on. And if they were going to iTunes to find your singles, what would they do? Search for Amy Weber?
Yeah, just search for Amy Weber, and then they'll pop up. They should be coming in probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Excellent. And we'll have a link up for amyweber.net on the site tonight.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks, you guys.
Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, what's up? This is Amy Dumas. You may know me as Lita. And you're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com.